Alright, today we are building a dirt bike engine powered Power Wheels. Now this is highly inspired by Grind Hard Plumbing. They're the ones that popularized doing this, taking these Power Wheels things and modifying them and putting dirt bike engines in them. Now, I don't want you guys to think that I'm trying to rip off their idea and claim it as my own. I don't want to do that. I already contacted Grind Hard Plumbing and asked them if it's okay for me to do this. They said yes, as long as when this is finished, I take it up there and I race it against theirs and possibly Moto Mules. Moto Mule is also building one. There's a couple other channels that are starting to build these things, and I want to build one as well just because they look awesome, they look fun. So this is the one that I chose. This is the Grave Digger. My local Walmart really doesn't have the best selection for these things. They more have the smaller ones, like the little Corvette car. This was the biggest one that they have, and because what I want to do is I want to build one that's a little bit bigger, with bigger tires. This is the one that I went with, so I really hope you guys like this thing. So, pretty sure this thing needs to be assembled, so let's open up the box and start doing that. Alright, I gotta try this thing. I know I'm too big for it. I don't care. I'm probably gonna have to extend the frame a little bit just so I can fit in here. I can't push the pedal with my foot. This thing's fun. Don't break it yet. Alright, so now we need to figure out what engine we are using. So this is a Predator 212. Produces a whopping 6.5 horsepower. Now, I know that some of the criticism that I get is the engines I choose for the projects that I build. The engines are either underpowered or they have just enough power to just get it to move, but not really. I never build anything that has way more power than the thing needs. So with this project, I kind of want it to be a little bit different. I want to get out of that whole thing of just not choosing the right engines. So we're not going to be using this. I just wanted to show you this just to throw you off, just because I know how much you guys hate these things. Instead, we are going to be using this. We are using this. This is a 2008 Kawasaki Ninja 650. I bought this totaled for $1,000 in Pennsylvania when I was collaborating with Quad Racers. I think that was almost a year ago, so it's finally time to do something with this. I have been really trying to figure out over the past couple days what engine to use for this. I know that Grind Hard Plumbing, they used a Honda CRX 450, and that seems to have plenty of power for them. That produces around 50 something horsepower. This produces 82. Now, I don't want to seem like I'm trying to outdo them. Honestly, this is just what I'm using just because I already have it. I have been really trying to figure out what engine to use. I thought about going and buying a dirt bike engine. I don't want to use the same one that they used. I thought about trying to find a Honda CRX 350X, so therefore would have electric start and using it for this, but I can't find them around here. I can find 450 Rs around here, and they're just like $2,000 or $3,000. And honestly, I'm a little too cheap to go and buy, or to go and spend $2,000 or $3,000 on a dirt bike just to tear the engine out and put it in that thing when I already have this. Now, I did consider using the Hyosung GS or whatever, GS250, whatever that thing is. I'm not sure when that video is going to be uploaded, but I did find one of those at the scrapyard. I did think about using that for this, but my friend Lee was telling me that the Hyosung engines are kind of just, you know, kind of garbage, and if they break, they're impossible to find parts for. So, plus it's only a 250 and it only produces like 26 horsepower, so it's not enough for what I want to do with this thing. So we're going with this. I'm hoping I can make it fit. First thing we need to do is to disassemble the bike and get the engine out and figure out how in the world we're going to fit this engine in that frame. Yep, that wasn't so hard. Alright, so because this is a monster truck, and because monster trucks have really, really big tires, I had Go Power Sports send us these. These are Go Power Sports 22 by 10 by 10 V-tread tires. I had them send us 4 of them, so 2 for the front, 2 for the back. They're going to be the same size all around, and these are the tires that we are using for this project. I hope this looks to scale. That's really why I'm doing this. I want this to look more to scale than anything, and I think this is going to look awesome. So I think the next thing we need to do is start disassembling this, and then we need to figure out how in the world we're going to fit that massive engine in there, and how in the world to do all the suspension. Alright, so at least we got the rear axle started. Now I'm using an 1.25" rear axle, that's why I had to build the hubs from scratch. I want to make this project like super big, super beefy, so therefore it will hold up to anything we throw at it. I don't want to use a 1-inch axle just because of the size engine we're using. I feel like that's just going to break it. So let's go with 1.25". Now, I'm still trying to figure out how to do the whole suspension of this. I want to have a decent amount of travel, but with the size tires we're using, it's going to be a bit of a challenge to figure out how to do that. I'm thinking of doing the rear axle just a single front A-arm that connects the rear axle to a single heim joint in the front, and then a panhard bar. That's going to be the easiest way to do it, or I could do 4-link or 5-link, whatever it's called, and just do that or something. I haven't really figured out the rear yet, but I also need to figure out the front suspension. I was planning on doing the typical A-arm style. That's what I'm good at. And after looking at how compact it is in the front, not really sure how much travel I could get out of an A-arm. It'd probably have to be like that long or something, so it's not really going to be that much travel. So I'm thinking about doing like just a metal beam that connects both front wheels to this metal beam. It'll still be independent, still have some decent travel, but I know it's going to be, it's not going to have that much ground clearance or whatever, so I'm still trying to figure out how to do all this suspension, but that'll be for the next video. So, it's kind of funny, when I uploaded the Hyosung video, a bunch of people in the comments were saying that I should build a Power Wheels project with that engine. It's funny because lo and behold, I'm already starting a Power Wheels build. So, I'm not going to use that engine. I know some people are going to say, why don't I use it? Simple fact of the matter is, it's 28 horsepower versus 71. I know I may have said in the beginning of this video that this produces 82 horsepower. I'm not really sure where I got that number. I looked it up yesterday, and this engine produces 71 horsepower. So it's definitely enough for this project. So anyway, now I have to thank Go Power Sports for sending us the parts we are using for this project. I'll be leaving links for everything in the description below. Go check that out. Now, before I end this video, I need your guys' help with something. I need to figure out a name for this project. I know I'm not the best at coming up with names for everything. The VF1000 buggy is not the most exciting name. The only thing I've come up with is just the Power Wheels build. So, I need you guys' help. What should I call this project? What should it be? Let me know in the comments below. But, I gotta end this video here. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see ya in the next video.